All right. Oh, let me turn down that. Okay. Day 3. Fuck, I forgot to change the title. Hold on. Hold on. This is a good start. Uh, Day 3. Off to a good start.
Navigation has been updated with new invasions. Chaos is spreading.
Cool. All right. Day 3 of this bullshit, huh? Man, this is longer than I thought it was gonna go too. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna start this with the rules because you know what? Fuck it, why not? Even though nobody's watching, I upload this to YouTube, so now they might know the rules. Um, Rule number 1: I'm gonna try to put a end game build on everything, on every gun at least. We're gonna go in order, starting from where we left off last time we did the Aloha Aloha. Um, and this is what we decided to throw on it. Uh, Continuing down this list, we're gonna go with the Alternox. I will not be doing any weapons that have alternate variants, unless like I find it warranted. Like the Kuva Czar, we're not gonna do the Czar because the Kuva Czar exists. It's just better. It's waste of everyone's time and energy. I'm not doing kit guns just because it's too much of a pain in the ass to sit there and build the parts and all that bullshit. I do not want to deal with that. I'm going to preferably do all these guns with zero Warframe interactions, except other than what's needed to keep myself alive. If I need a Warframe to buff the weapon, it's a fail, and I'm gonna rework the build. And I will consider the build a success when I can complete a Steel Path Exterminate with it. And the final rule is this is my arbitrary challenge. I can make up the arbitrary rules. All right. We're gonna do the Alternox. We're starting off on a low note here, because the Alternox is terrible. The Alternox probably starts with like what could potentially be like the worst starting element, electricity. This is just terrible. The biggest problem with this, I got a yawn again. Awesome, we're starting this again. The biggest problem with the Alternox and starting with electricity, viral heat is the meta. It is how we like function at higher levels and get shit done. And if I just throw on some quick things, cryo rounds, infected clip. Hey, we have viral. Good, good, good. Now I just need to add hellfire. Oh, and now we have radiation. Damn. And then what makes this even worse is just because of the weighting of how statuses work. We have a lot more radiation, or not a lot more, but we have noticeably more radiation than we do viral, which means we're going to be getting more radiation procs than viral, which, like, it's not a good time. And then, again, we just can't get heat damage onto this. There's not going to be a way to. So that's a problem. I already went and got the arcane adapter, so we just throw that on there. I feel like there's coffee in my future. The other problem with this weapon is its crit chance is what, scientifically, we call this crit chance garbage. That's the scientific term for it. I think the layman's terms for that might be shit. Uh, it's a bad time. Has a decent crit multiplier, so maybe we're gonna see if we can force on point strike. No, it's only 35. That's pretty bad. What's its fire rate? Really bad? Let's see. Where's critical delay? There it is. So I lose almost a full second of fire rate, but I get 7% more crit chance. Crit chance on the secondary is damn near useless. Fuck. Let's go with a raw damage status build right off the bat and just go from there. In fact, just because I can swap all these around. I don't know why I'm clicking on 100 munitions. I am brain dead. Let's see. I wonder, because if I throw that on there, that'll give me corrosive. And this will give me gas. If I do this, this might get me heat. Let's see, where to go? Alright, so we got corrosive heat, which will do really nice versus armor, but that's kind of about it. Like, it'll be nice versus a few things. Not as good as viral, but I don't think we can get anywhere better. We're going to take out Stormbringer, and we're going to bring in the 6060 version of it. Oh, and one thing I will mention too, just because high voltage is noticeably harder to get than Malignant Force, you can put the 90% electricity mod here and put the 60, you can put Malignant Force here instead. And it will effectively do the same exact thing, right? And right now, I think actually I'm going to go full status. %. It's not terrible. I've had to level up and use this weapon already once, and it's like not a good weapon. So, I'm really looking forward to this one. This is probably going to be the first like bad weapon we have to do. Although who knows? Who knows? I could be surprised. We're gonna go straight to Hydron with this and just get it leveled. And I'm gonna bring my a speed foe. Cool. Oh, make sure I'm on not Steel Path. There's definitely a cup of coffee in the very near future. Probably after this round of Hydron, you will all Come with me as I stumble through my house to make a cup of coffee. While we're I really like that skin. That polearm skin, I think it is. It's a very nice skin. I use it quite a lot. It's on my Orthos, or my Orthos Prime back when that was like the meta. Cool skin though. So while we're here, we'll talk about how the Alternox like works. It fires off like these energy balls that look really cool, sound really cool, has a cool animation, you know. However, you can also shoot out these, and these are kind of like what gyre, because I think it's supposed to be like gyroscopic. But this is what they're kind of like what gyre throws out, but not as good as gyre's fucking ability, because that ability can actually like, you can get some shit done with the primary fire, or not the primary, I'm sorry. You can get shit done with the gyre's ability, you know, like that. I think it's only one. And I know this is killing these guys in one hit, but like, enemies are like, whatever. I can sneeze on them and they'll die in one hit. So yeah, not a good judge of the weapon. This person's got the Argonaut. That's in our very near future. Oh, I have to talk to, there is going to be a clan member I gotta talk to later. Oh well. Yeah, like you can see it kind of pulses, it kind of gets shit done, but it's not doing great, even on Hydron. Maybe I could throw this in like in a survival sense, like an area that gets like super heavy traffic, but it doesn't seem like it. Trying to think, cause like the Supra Vandal is another weapon. I think it only has like 15 or 16 crit chance. But you build it for crit because it fires so many fucking shots so quickly, and you can kind of afford to do that. I'm trying to think, because like it has a 2.2 crit multiplier, so if I can get it up to less than half the shots are critting, but those shots are going to be doing almost 5 times damage. So I think if I'm just eyeballing it, that should be enough to justify going for crit. Fun fact, Nova Sport makes enemies more susceptible to damage, which is really nice. They take double damage. Yeah, I think my gut instinct is that this probably might need to be built with crit, but I don't think it's going to use hunter munitions. If it is, no, because it's such a low chance. Yeah, probably no hunter munitions. I don't know. This is, like I said, this is gonna be our first weapon where I really have to like sit and like figure it the fuck out, you know? what everyone's here for. On that note, how's everyone? How's all the peeps? Me myself, I am all right. It's another day and another fine day in Warframe, being the genocidal war machine piloted by a 13-year-old. Yeah, I could probably, like, I don't know, I wonder if firing that there. I'm being a very bad speed buff. I'm almost never using my fucking buff. Scattered Gem, having a pretty good day. I like that. That's nice. Alright, I fired my alternate and it did not go off. Cool, cool. Ugh. I don't know if I still actually have my... Oh no, you fuckers.
That's the last of them.
It's okay, I gotta see if I still have my booster on anyways. Ugh. No, I do not. That's really gonna put a hamper. All right, let's go fix that. Equipment, boosters. You know, the sad part, I'm about to buy a 30-day affinity booster, and I don't even think that's going to, like, last the entire time. I am tempted. I am broke. I am broke. I really should not do it, but I am tempted to buy the Garuda Prime accessories just so I can get what I need. I'm not gonna. Little maggot thingies. A new Shawzin. Hold on, we gotta stop everything for a fucking brand new Shawzin. Fucking another one for my wall. That will even it out. Alright, let's buy that. I mean, is there any other Shawzins I've missed? No. Cool. Let's see how this Shawzin behaves. If you didn't know, you can change your Shawzin using the E mode inside the orbiter. Just press left on the D-pad on Xbox. It's like weird, like 80s techno. Play a song. Let's see. Nope, that was the wrong button. It's not giving me the menu to do it. Oh, the menu's still there. It's just hidden the prompt. All right, hold on. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Can you tell I'm amazing at Guitar Hero? I don't like the sound of that. That sounds like poop. I like my acoustic, purple acoustic one. It's not what I wanted. Let's go throw another Shawzin on the wall. Where is it? There it is. It's very important. Oop, nope, don't do that. It's very important that I have completely stopped everything we're doing for this. Oh shit, hold on. Alright. Cool. I'm gonna try to get as centered as I can. I'm not gonna fuck with this for too long because I really could sit here and fuck with this for way too long. But cool. 2, 1 new Shawzin. To balance it out, kind of. Look at that, my wall is symmetric again. Alright. Back to it. Oh, man.
Our position has been compromised.
Put myself in an
Defend the cargo
Xbox
until
party.
reinforcements arrive.
Oh, I wish I do kind of hope they add in like more Shawzin songs. Because there's like they could add in the Narmer song
Hold the line.
that came out with the new war. That's a pretty like, I mean it's a depressing, but it's a banger of a song. They could definitely add in the Cold Blow. Because come on, who wouldn't like a sea shanty style song being played? Yeah, we could add in some other things. I don't know why this. Anyone else think this cat looks extra derpy? I mean, the fact that it's just breaking physics casually doesn't even give a shit. It does not care that it's breaking the laws of physics and reality. This dude's thing is called the power of friendship. Cool, cool. There's this meme, and I don't know if it's even a real, like, manga panel that this meme's from, but it's like, I'm gonna defeat you with the power of friendship. And then the next panel is, and this gun I found! And it never fails to make me giggle. There's a Wisp here. There is no Wisp. What? Oh, it's a Wisp Spectre. Okay. Makes more sense. I forgot that Wisp will throw down her modes. Wisp is a pretty good Spectre. I think Trinity might be one of the better Spectres you can use. She'll use her 4 to heal you. She'll use Energy Vampire. She uses Tether, and when she heals with her 4, she heals herself, so she's like a super tanky Spectre. I don't really have to worry about her dying ever. I just poop her out, and she does her thing. Come on. Ooh. You know, I haven't checked out Nova skins in a fucking while. I think I should do that. Inevitably, this is what's going to happen to this is I am just going, it's going to be a lot of eventually, like, episode 29 or something stupid is not going to be me forming or doing any builds. It's just episode 29, I got distracted and did Fashion Frame for 4 hours. Well, at some point I picked up a Wisp mode. I wonder what MR this weapon is. Because, like, if they come back and are like, oh yeah, this is like an MR, like, 15 gun, I'm gonna be like, the fuck you mean? I'm Googling it fucking right now. MR8. Honestly, I think that might even be high. Like, yeah, I don't even think it deserves to be MR8, honestly. I knew there was supposed to be an enemy there, so I just started randomly firing at that frame. I don't know, this feels like an MR6 gun. I don't remember exactly what's up at MR8 for you to have to contend with. I think you get the fucking Corinth at MR8, which, like, the standard Corinth is awesome. Like, you can do some shit with the standard Corinth. Same thing with, like, you get the standard Rubico, I think, around that MR. And the standard Rubico can, like, fucking put in some work, no problem. What else do you get that high up? I guess you probably get the, what else would you get? I think you get the Lanka. The Lanka's a very good gun, too. I don't know if many secondaries you get up at that high. I know you get the Atamos, I'm pretty sure. The Atamos is an amazing secondary. Yeah, I don't know. You start, honestly, at MR8 and above, you start picking up some really good guns, and this is, like, I'm willing to change my tune if new evidence comes out, but, like, I don't think so. Its gimmick isn't, like, super intrusive, at least, so that's nice. Oh my god, don't you need to be... No, you don't need to be. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, like, don't you, like, need to be, like, on the Zerman to get this, too? Where? Oh, power of friendship's down. Power of friendship has died. I always do it. I'm being a bad speedva because I just keep 100% keep forgetting to pop my fucking form. Figure out where the hell my phone went. Oh, power friendship's been revived. Let's see real quick. Where do you get it again? Because I 100% forget. Tier 3 chrysalith bounties. So yeah, no, you do need to be in the Zeramin. Jesus Christ. This is another weapon that you need, like, to have just completed all... Like, just another gun where you need to have, like, completed it. Man. I'd be really upset, honestly. Like, if I went through all this bullshit to get this thing and I got it and, like, just looking at the stats of, like, no crit chance, no crit chance, no fucking, can't put viral heat on it, it's got a shitty fire rate. And this whole thing with, like, creating choke points, I mean, it's kind of helpful, I guess, because I'm trying to make that part work, because I can shoot at some guy and, like, walk off. But I feel like they don't stick around long enough for anyone to, like, care. Right? Because, like, if I could shoot this and then it just stayed out there for like, say, 30 or seconds or even a minute, like, if it stayed out there for some decent amount of time, that'd be pretty cool. But it don't. It just kind of very quickly decides it doesn't want to exist anymore. I would put punch through on this. Like, I would try to fit prime shred because the fire rate might help it. Because that's the other thing this weapon has going against it. Like, even though it has such a high status, it's got such low fire rate, it can't, like, capitalize on it, you know? I mean, we talked about a lot last stream about how weapons like the Exceltra. The Exceltra looks like it has a very low... oops, that's not what I want to do. The Exceltra looks like it has a very low status chance, but then when you think about, like... Yawning again. But then when you, like, think about, like, how many instances of status it can do, how fast it fires, like... Then you're really getting some shit done with it. And this gun's kind of like the opposite, where it's like, yeah, you have like 100% status per shot, but like you're firing so slow that your status per second is not what it should be. Here's the other actually, here's the other problem. So galvanized aptitude, because it's 40% damage per status type affecting the target, right? And this, of course, stacks up to 80. That'll give us 160. The max amount of statuses we can have affecting a target's 2. Which will be interesting. Like, we might just not use Galvanized Aptitude. Because, yeah, like, there's not a way to get a third... I mean, there is. Like, we could be... No, we can't, actually. Never mind. Never mind. We can't get a third status here. Huh. Which means, like, that's just not a huge amount of damage. Now, of course, like, this, too, like, this whole secondary fire, the glowing ball, I don't think it's affected by... I don't think it's affected by Galvanized Aptitude because it's not direct damage, right? Huh. I truly don't know. Like, let's see. Point Strike brings us up to 35. Well, what are we at even before we fuck with that? We're at... Oh, duh, I can't do that. Just for seeing what brings us to 4.8. That is a decent amount of status. Or not status with the crit multiplier, but I think 35's too low. And then crit delay brings us up to 42. I'm gonna kind of do some math, because there is a way to figure out. Well, no, it's honestly it's. I'll figure out the true math if I really feel like I need to. For now, we're gonna go with critical delay because the rule of thumb is if you have a really low fire rate, with like a really high crit, you want critical delay. However, we have a really low fire rate, but we do not have a crit really low or really high crit. But I do feel like crit is going to help. We're going to take that off and put back on whatchamacallit. High voltage, that's what it's called. Let's see this mod config real quick. Oh, it's Umbral. I don't think Ash is a good Umbral frame. Mostly because Ash is going... If you're playing Ash correctly, you're invisible 90% of the time, right? Like, if you're invisible, you're not getting shot, and if you're not getting shot, you don't need all that extra health and shit that those mods grant you. Look at him, he was schmoovin'. God, it somehow feels worse. God, it just like... Where's the barrel of this thing? Hey, now. Now, the one thing I'm going to be looking for isn't going to be damage output. It's going to be how many crits I get. Just kind of get a base feel for it. Because theoretically, I should be close to getting one every shot. Right? Because, like, I fire one. I'm firing, like, 3 projectiles minimum with a chance for a 4th. And those 3 projectiles each have a 45% chance for a, or I think it's, yeah, around a 40. We'll round down and say a 40, but it won't matter. Each of those projectiles have a 40% chance for a status effect, or for a crit, I am sorry, for a crit. So hopefully that just boils down in the long run to this being a decent amount of crit I am spewing out relatively, like almost every shot critting an enemy. Now, there's also the problem, too, where, like, at low levels, numbers kind of bleed into each other in the sense of, or cancel each other out. I don't know the proper term to use, but essentially, if I fire 3 shots at some dude, it only takes 1 to kill. The other 2 damage numbers sometimes just don't appear, which is why, like, I can take a shotgun that I know does, like, you know, 10,000 damage and fire it, and the only number that pops up is like 100, right? Because that was all the damage. That was only 1 pellet's worth of damage, and 1 pellet is all it took to kill it, so that's all it showed. So that's something that, like, I gotta pay attention to, probably in a higher end test. You know, I'd be curious to know, just as far as, like, content goes. Do you, like, are people listening to stuff like this? Like, this is just, like, a background thing playing as you play your game or do dishes or fucking whatever, like, almost podcast form? Or is this something people would actively, like, watch and engage with? I am fine with either or, to be completely honest. Beggars can't be choosers. yeah, that's what I'm gonna say for that, to that answer. Beggars can't be choosers. But it would be good to know, you know. Huh. I don't know. I think me personally, I'd probably listen to this more as like a podcast style thing. Yep. Which means stretches of silence are not good. But oh well. We're all learning together. You guys are learning about how terrible the Ultranox is, and I get to learn the ins and outs of floundering through a thingy, a stream, content creation. Is it just me, or is the longer I look at... Hey, stop that. Stop. Is it just me, or is the longer I look at the Ultranox, the more it looks like a spaceship? I mean, come on. Looks like a spaceship, right? Yeah, it looks like something you'd see out of the Railjack. Like it looks like it came from like one of the concept arts for a Railjack ship, like one of the Railjack enemies. And I wonder how far from the truth that is. Right? Like, I'm not going crazy. You guys see it too, right? I don't know. Oh well. Do one quick thing. Cool. Ah, fuck, hell. How many more waves we got of this? 8. Oh boy. Right? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just going insane. Like I said, I do jokingly call this my descent into madness. Oh boy, according to Twitch, there's now 2 people who give a fuck about watching me. Oh boy, I'm in the big times now. Oh, never mind. It's back down to 2. I acknowledged it. It went away. That was the problem. Ugh. Definitely making coffee after this. My controller drift is not helping, like, at all. It didn't even kill in one shot. Please tell me somebody, like, there's nobody else really to notice it. But like, come on now. That's upsetting. I'm always extra upset when cool-looking guns suck. Because it looks so cool. That's why, like, one of my most hated guns in the game is the Ambassador. Because it looks so cool. And it, like, honestly feels cool to use. Like, it's such a cool gun. But it's so bad. Has a lot of the same problems that the Ultranox we were talking about has, where it's got just too low of stats to do anything with them, and like at starting, I think it also starts with electricity. It will be a gun we get to today, probably.
That's the last of them. Objective is secure. Let's go home.
All right. Let's get back to it. I don't even think galvanized aptitude is worth putting on. I don't know what else I could put instead of it. Probably cryo rounds. No, I can't put cryo rounds because that'll fuck up the. We're doing corrosive heat, so I can't do cryo rounds. just trying to like... Alright, let's try this. I really don't want to like cement that as a thing in my build. And I mean, I know it isn't. I know I can get rid of it, but for now, this looks like the build we're going to go to. We're going to head to the simulacrum and try it out. By the way, I think it reminds me of the shape of like one of these ships. One of these. I don't know, maybe I'm going crazy. I don't know why I'm so transfixed on this either.
More for me.
Do 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 do. All right, before we get into this test, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit here and dance, and y'all are coming with me while I stay on mic to get coffee. I will not have access. Actually, I will have access to chat because I can pull it up on my phone. Cool. Whew. All right. I'm a fancy fucker. I like fancy fuck coffee. That's why I have a French press and a coffee bean grinder. And if you guys have the time and or the energy, I highly suggest it. Makes delicious coffee. But if you understandably don't want to deal with all the bullshit, fair enough. Me personally, I don't like Keurigs. I don't like Keurig as a company, like, to be honest. I find their product dumb and wasteful. And this is a rant about Keurig. I've lost that sponsorship, I'm sure. Oh well. But like, I don't like Keurig as a company. Their K cups are really just bad for the environment, like wise, and like I'm not like how do I word this? It doesn't bother me that they're bad for the environment. It bothers me that all of them say that they're recyclable and all that shit, and they try to make it. They try to pretend like they aren't just terrible for the environment, right? Because if you own any Keurig cups, like in your house, walk over and like read them, and they'll say like that the cups are recyclable. I mean, I think they still do at least, but they're not, right? You have to sit there and dismantle the cup. Like you have to get rid of all the little like tinfoil pieces. And separate that and put that in its own recycling thing. And then you have to sit there and like dump out all the coffee beans or the coffee grind from it and sit there and like clean out that cup. And then once you've done that, like all of that, you can recycle them. And nobody's fucking doing that. Like, best case scenario, somebody dumps it straight into a fucking trash can where it belongs. Worst case scenario, somebody is like just not like, yeah, worst case scenario, somebody actually throws those in the recycling thinking they're doing a good thing because the problem with that is like that'll ruin a whole batch of recycling. Like mixing recyclables together that can't be properly recycled just like destroys it. And it's very it's sad times. Oh, apparently I'm down to 1 viewer. It's just me. Oh well, nobody likes hearing about environmental shit. I see. Well, you know, I gotta fill the silence with something. Oh well. Ugh. Unless Twitch is just lying to me, but oh well. Do you guys like coffee? Do we got a bunch of coffee drinkers here? Oh yeah, no, the whole Keurig thing, like I know people who have worked in like recycling plants, and it is like 90%. Like I mean, he even told me his job is like 90% throwing away things to go to a landfill and 10% actually recycling. Most plastic recycling is like complete bullshit. Like, yeah, it's just you can't recycle plastic in the way people think you can. The problem with trying to recycle plastic is when you melt it down and reform it, you are just always going to get a product that is worse than what you started at, right? And you can only do that so many times before it's just like unusable junk. And has to be thrown away. Now, things like glass and metal, you can infinitely recycle glass and metal. So, like, yeah, like if you really give a shit about recycling and you super want to recycle, there's glass and plastic, I keep saying plastic, glass and metal, 100%. Just throw metal in one thing, glass in the other, take both of them down to your recycling center. They'll be happy. Plastic, you might as well just fucking throw that shit straight into a landfill. Depressing, isn't it? Hey, look, coffee. I'm going to... Alright. Oh, yeah. For some reason, my Nova keeps stopping her little dance. So I don't know if they just put a timer on that animation or I keep bumping the controller without realizing it. But oh well. My Nova looks good enough for everyone to just sit and stare at, right? That can be the entire content. Stare at my Nova while I ramble about the inefficiencies of recycling and coffee. That's what you're all here for, right? Ignore that the title says a build on every gun. Nobody's actually here for that, right? I throw in a small bit of cream and I will be fucking right back over there. At least I picked a good backdrop with like the ember kind of back there. Looking all flamey, fiery. Cool. Do, 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 do. Alrighty. Fast travel to Samaris. And let's go fucking try to salvage what we can of this gun. I'm not going to start the testing at level 190. Start at level 100. Just hope for the best. Now, can somebody jog my memory real quick? Is there like a high level Steel Path Void Exterminate? Like somewhere in that last node that like would be in the level 150 category? Alright, so obviously that's killing everything very quickly. And through a combination of just like corrosive and heat, we can tear through their armor, right? Like, there's no denying that like this is doing very good versus their armor, and that's very nice. However, the problem I fear is that what if we're not fighting the Grineer? What if we're not fighting enemies that are weak to corrosive, right? One of the things about bombards is they're not weak to corrosive. Like, you look at these corrupted heavy gunners, they are weak to corrosive by quite a considerable amount. But bombards are not. And bombards are a weird enemy in terms of like how their EHP works. They have a fuck ton and a half of armor, but they don't actually have a lot of health. Which was why like slash procs deal so much damage to them. Alright, it's taking it's taking noticeably longer, I'm not gonna lie. Let's kind of put this gun in a worst case scenario, though. There's kind of no high-end Orican. We're going to use... we're going to kind of go some high-end Corpus enemies here. Let's see. Corpus Techs. Because if you look at them, like, they have just no resistances. In fact, their Proto Shield has... they have no weaknesses to anything relevant, and if you look at it, corrosive, they have a resistance to it, so that really fucking sucks. What's some other things? Okay, it's... oh, that's why. See, Ancient Healers, it's going to chew through, so, but I will spawn in a couple Ancient Healers. It's going to have no problem. It'll probably... well, it might chew through these boilers. Yeah, let's... oh, fuck. That's upsetting. Don't I just look so competent? Cool. We're going to start with Ancient Healers. And I haven't spawned any fodder enemies to like build me up from zero, because I just have a feeling that these infested will do the trick. Although not as well as I thought. There's definitely... forgot boilers. Oh, they don't do that anymore. Oh yeah, they do. It's not doing awful. Maybe this'll work. Holy fuck. Where treasures don't drop grounds. I don't actually. I don't think I've like encountered that problem personally. If they're not dropping crowns, I have so many that I haven't noticed them not dropping crowns. Is kind of half the problem, right? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the honest answer. I have so many random crowns that I don't notice them not dropping them. Get rid of these enemies that fucking spawn there. These guys are level 190. It's doing fine. Yeah, it's doing fine. Yeah, have you completed the the Deadlock Protocol quest? Because I think they might spawn if you haven't completed it, but they don't drop them. What am I doing? Fuck. But they won't drop them. And then it might even go as far as like if you have somebody in your game who hasn't done it, they might not drop either. I wonder, like, just for testing purposes, I'm going to take this off. Whoop. Because I want to see what my numbers will look like just in the loadout. If I put in, like, another Hellfire, you know what I mean? Or the Thermite rounds. $84 at $246. Which means, like, because before with our current, like, previous makeup, we were just getting way more corrosive procs than needed, and I would much rather have the problem of getting too many heat procs, because that's never a problem. But it does not appear, like, I mean, 84... and then if we get rid of that, put on aptitude, that brings us to 90. That really sucks. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to pick up those tokens then until you have to rebuy the Zorus blueprint from Cephalon Samaris. Unfortunately, it's the only way. I wonder, no, because like that, if this thing had a really low crit multiplier, no, because that wouldn't even make any of this worth it. Yeah, if you have sold your Zorus, there is a way to get it back. You just have to, like, basically buy it from Cephalon Samaris' shop. Which, I never sell a quest weapon. Like, I'm sure you are now learning this as I speak, but just quest weapons, it's a bad idea to sell those. Yeah, I personally, with this build, I don't know how else to make it better. Like, I don't know where else to, like, improve it. I think, like, I could sit here and, like, math out what's better, critical delay versus point strike, but I don't want to. like that's the thing. The math almost wouldn't matter because it's more important for figuring out like what's better for hunter munitions. But like, just in the sense of like, what will give me more crits per second. I don't think it'll matter with this gun. We're gonna take it to Hydron because I think it needs 2 more Forma. And I'm gonna cry as I put on those 2 more Forma.
Tenno, the balance of power continues to shift. Navigation is marked with new invasions.
I'm gonna depress my French press and pour my coffee though. Oh yeah. Look at that. Say goodbye to a night of restful sleep with that pour. Cool. Mod the Fullman. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, it's not bad. Heavy caliber's a waste. Yeah, I'm gonna let them know heavy caliber's probably a waste. Just simply because of how like you could probably fit something better there. Probably an elemental. Cool.
When we help someone, our brain opens up a floodgate of all the best.
What the fuck?
Brain chemicals. That'll get a person through almost anything. Bank it.
Alright, first, you are not my pet. Second, what the fuck was that sound clip from? What the fuck was that sound?
I make exceptions
what the?
for the exceptional.
What? What? I am so confused. Somebody else heard that, right? It was weird. honestly, what was even weirder is having a pet in my ship that is not mine. I do not know that pet. I don't have a pet that looks like that. That's not mine. It's just fucking... Did, like, I get some random... Because I know they preload stuff, so did some random clip from, the next Nightwave play that was definitely not supposed to? That was weird. I'm shook. Heckin' spooked. Honestly, that was like creepier than when Rel shows, or not Rel, the man in the wall shows up as your Tenno and is like, hey kiddo. Because at least I know that's supposed to happen. Oh well. Chalk it up to terrifying spaghetti code. I really do need to move, like, because I use my laptop to monitor chat. I really need to, like, find a better place to set it so I can look at all the things. Because I keep doing that, I'll glance over at chat and walk into a wall. God, it's just... I think the fire rate is starting to bother me less, but I do wish it was faster. Like, it definitely doesn't bother me as much as it used to. But I definitely don't like it. I should be bringing my Smita Kavat when I do this, because it probably won't matter, but yeah, it's not going to matter. I don't actually have a Fulman build, or else I'd link mine. So there's the Fulman's a gun that kind of missed me. It was one of those guns that was like super overhyped. I think I tried it for like 1 or 2 forma maybe, and then like I just decided it wasn't my jam at the time, and used something else. Liches. How do you guys feel about the new Liches? I personally really like them. I think it's a good change. I think the new Liches are fun. I think they're a little bit more engaging than they were before. They look a lot, like visually they look better. I think all around they're a better change. My only exception being the Blitz Xmas that I think maybe does way too fucking much damage on higher levels. Maybe need to, like, tone him down a small bit. One of the things that I don't know if this is true. It's just, like, visually what I think is going on. The new Leech Xmas, it seems like they're applying a magnetic proc to you. And if they are applying magnetic procs, that means you can equip Arcane Nullifier and never have to actually worry about them anymore. You can effectively remove Energy Leech Xmas from the game as a threat by just simply equipping Arcane Nullifier. That being said, I don't think I'd advocate for that, because Arcane Nullifier's only use then would be Leech Xmas's, and, like, hopefully you can just notice that it's a Leech Xmas bubble and move out the way. But it would be a nice niche, another niche use for Nullifier, because at current its only use is for item hunting. I don't know. We'll have to see later. But yeah, I will. Yeah, just overall, I really like the new Xmas's. They're fun. I don't have an issue with them being against crowd control, because it's not like they are 100% immune to crowd control. It's just their overguard is, and overguard can be stripped, you know? Yeah. Also, I do like, and this is just a random little side note, I do like that Overguard is something that they've added to, like, the normal game and isn't just a random thing that only happens in fucking the Angels of Zeraman expansion area. Because it'd be really annoying if once again there was, like, just an entirely new mechanic that you only had to worry about in Zeraman, and that was fucking it. That being the Overguard on the Thrax enemies. So just, like I said, I like it. I like that's there. Unfortunately, doesn't help solve the problem that Zeraman is just another island of content that once you finish, you abandon. But, you know, maybe that'll change. Probably not, but maybe. Nope, don't want to go that way. Oh, man. I really don't want to put an air form on this. Like, I really don't.
That's the last of them.
This really does feel like the first, like, true MR fodder weapon. Ugh. Coffee, work your magic. Whoops. For the Exilus mod here, I'm just gonna put terminal velocity. It doesn't matter. Like, I could... Vigilante supplies would be technically better, but this thing doesn't have an ammo issue, and honestly, these projectiles fire very slow, and being able to land more of them more effectively, I think, is a better trade. Alright, let's see. Does the Void have a high-end exterminate? We're not going to do it for this test. No, it doesn't. I guess I could do... Because I know there is a Void exterminate. Yeah. So Steel Path, 130 to 135 is the exterminate we have access to us, and that is the same level as a Darrow. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. We might use that one in the future if I decide to arbitrarily change my arbitrary rules.
These foes deserve your respect. Honor them.
Oh, God.
And I with your victory.
It's doing it! It's definitely, definitely doing it. Alright. Let me go find some easier enemies to kill. Damn good thing I'm a Naros. This is just sad. I mean, this is just... This is just pathetic. I mean, come on. I guess as I very slowly get, oh man, yeah, I mean, this bomb is just not gonna have any of it. He doesn't give a shit. As I kill things, I do very slowly get Arcane Merciless built up, so that is helping. I just... Oh, God. Oh, man. Do we count this as a fail? Look at that! I'm gonna lose all of Oh my god. I genuinely, like, here's the worst part too. I am using the proper element. Like, I'm stripping all the armor off of them because it's corrosive. Right? And I'm stripping even more armor because it's heat. So I don't know how else I'm supposed to do this, right? Like, this could just be day 3, and are we gonna have one that's just like actual MR fodder. Alright, we all know this can't kill an Acolyte, right? Like, we know this can't kill Angst. Oh, it's like barely doing anything to the shield. I'd like to point out my amp was like a better alternative. My amp was a better alternative than this fucking thing. I don't think the amp's a better alternative for that kind of stuff. So, at least there's that. Holy cow. Alright, here's what I'm gonna say. I seriously could sit here and, like, struggle through this entire mission. Because it will kill everything, right? Like, it will kill them. It will chew through enough enemies, and I am not losing ammo at a fast enough rate that I'll run out, you know, and need to resort to spending energy pads. Or ammo pads, I'm sorry. But this is painful. Like, this is just bad. This is just bad. And since I got some Steel Essence, I'm going to pull out my Corvus Prime. And I'm going to finish this mission. And hopefully, like, we're all understanding. My Corvus Prime that is in the wrong elements for this. I'm going to try to think of some other places where I could, like, salvage the Alternox, because my current thinking... my current thinking is that I could possibly drop something and try to fit in Hunter munitions. That's the only thing I could think that could maybe save this. Like if I dropped out Serration and dropped in Hunter munitions. Because Hunter munitions will add another element or another status effect that will bounce off of Galvanize, giving Galvanize 80% more damage, and then hopefully Hunter Munitions procs enough that like it can help me get through this high level armor. Alright, you know what? I've decided I don't want the Steel Essence this much. Oh, man. We call that a failure, right? That's a failure. Fuck. Taking our sip of coffee. And reassess. Now, unfortunately, because Hunter Munitions is getting involved, and because this weapon is struggling so fucking much, I am going to do the math on which is better between critical delay or point strike. And I will go over the how to do that math too, once the thing I have it saved to sets up. That equation is still saved on my old phone, and I don't 100% remember it. All right. So the first thing we got to figure out when we do this, where is it? There it is. We have to figure out Hunter Munitions chance per shot, right? And we don't care about Hunter Munitions chance per crit because we know that it's 30%. That number is not changing no matter what. That is a constant value, so we don't really need to take it into account. Or at least, like, it doesn't make the equation more complicated. So the first thing we gotta do is we gotta take our crit chance of the weapon, 42%, and divide it by 100, right? That's gonna give us 0.42, and that's, you know, our percentage, 42%, right? Now, then we got to multiply it by Hunter Munitions chance divided by 100. So that'll be 30 divided by 100. And then that will pop out a final number that we multiply by 100. And our final chance for Hunter Munitions to proc on any given weapon, or any given shot, I'm sorry, is 12. 12.6, right? Now we need to find that same exact number for point strike, right? Because this will be a lower value because obviously we have a lower crit chance, but we have a higher fire rate, which is where part 2 of this comes in. So drop out the 42 and pop in the 35, and that gives us 10.5. There's a 10.5% chance that Hunter Munitions will proc on any given shot. Now that we have these two numbers, the next thing we need to do is take our crit chance So we take 35. We're going to start with the one we currently have. 35. Or, I'm sorry. No. I'm just typing in numbers in my calculator wrong because I'm dumb. Times our fire rate, which will be 4.33. So we essentially have, if I did the math right, 1.51 Hunter Munitions procs per second is what this should be, right? If we keep point strike in. Now let's drop in the number we had for critical delay. Which was 42% at a at a 3.47. 1.45. Now, because my memory is shot to all hell, so it looks like Point Strike will give us more. Not by a fuck ton. Almost honestly, not by a noticeable amount. But Point Strike will give us more, and we're going to be applying it just that little bit quicker. So hopefully that means Galvanized Aptitude kicks in just that little bit quicker. So, cool. Let's try this again with our newly revised, mapped out build.
Your weapons make music, and the enemy calls for a song.
It's not looking good. Let's try using Unairu to just get it started. Maybe it just needs some help getting started, you know? Needs a little, maybe it's like the Exultra, and once you get the Exultra going, it can keep itself going, and it started to really tear through some enemies. I don't think so. Oh, actually. Hold up. Hold up. This does feel like it's doing better. Holy shit. Is the Ultranox gonna get a fucking redemption arc? I mean, not fucking really, but like, this is a lot better than this dude. It's still not going to kill an Acolyte, by the way. Like, I just... Come on, Ultranox, you can do it. Look at that. Look at that. It's killing. It's doing it. Look, I might be able to even leave him alone. I could. It finished him off with the status. Let's see. Oh, man. It's killing an Eximus Heavy Gunner all by itself. I didn't think it would actually do this good. God, look at that. Everybody likes a success story. Oh, baby. Look at him. It's not pretty to look at, but it's doing it. Oh, boy. Woo. It doesn't look like the Ultranox will be my first failure. I'm not. I am seriously in awe that this is working. Like, I really thought I was, like, reaching and grasping at straws just to come back in and be like, nope, doesn't make a difference. Like, it might kill a second Xmas enemy. Look at that. Look at that. Look, it killed that guy in one shot. How's it gonna do versus this bombard? Holy cow, it killed it in a reasonable amount of time. Alright. Sorry, Alternox, I just know you're not gonna do anything versus this guy. Alright. Fun fact about them, your on-call crewmate, if you have a decent on-call crewmate. Okay, come on now. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is, okay. On-call crewmates will tear through these guys, no problem. Now, I need to tell you to stay right there, because that was all you were summoned in for. This is, like, I am in shock and awe. Look, and if you came with a Warframe that can actually buff, like, if you came with a Warframe to buff the stats of the Alternox, you might get a half-decent gun. You might get a gun where you don't literally stand in place as you fire at a bombard. Wouldn't that be nice? What a future for the Alternox can have. It really does all go downhill as soon as, like, you run out of, like, a steady stream of fodder enemies to, like, quickly get rid of. Like, that's why I haven't been shooting this Xmas, is, like, I just knew I did not have the damage. Alternox, you were doing so good. Like, the Alternox is doing so good, I think on the way back to the Orbiter, we're going to stop at McDonald's for ice cream for it. It came, it tried its best, and that's all we can really hope for, right? Like, that's all we can really ask of the Alternox, is that it tries its best. And for that, it's gonna get ice cream. Not sprinkles, though. You know, you can't. It didn't do that good. You know, it's gonna get a $1, one of those $1 waffle cone fucks from McDonald's. One thing, if you notice, I am taking out these enemies in a very specific order. Of basically trying to quickly scan. I have been here for so long, a second Acolyte is here. Look, buddy, I am sorry. Why can't I go into my Tenno form? Whatever. I just want to finish. I just want to finish. Violence, leave me alone. Oh, come on. That's insult to injury right there. All right. We did it. We did it. It did it. Woo! Look at that. Fucking hype. Look at that. It took us so long. We had 2 acolytes spawn. But look at that. Honestly, 10 minutes isn't even like we've had longer runs too.
Clarity, purpose.
Like I think things like the Kuva Karak had just as long. We're gonna help this guy out. Woo! Look at that. The Alternox finally did it. Fuck, I didn't think we'd get it here, but holy cow. All right. This gun sucks. This gun fucking sucks. Oh. All right, in the quality of life department, it is an MR8 gun that you have to be fully caught up in as of the time of recording this, right? Fully caught up in the story to get to. I have several blueprints of it, so it's not like the blueprints are super hard to get. The 16 Entrati Lanthorn is a pain in the ass. Like, if you're just getting there, that's a pain in the ass. Argon Crystal's a pain in the ass. Getting this weapon is a pain in the fucking ass. The damage type on it fucking sucks. Its projectiles move slow as shit. Quality of life, it gets a fucking D. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It gets a D. It's... well, no, that's harsh. That's harsh. That's harsh. It's gonna get a B. Or C. C. Final answer, C. It's gonna get a C. There's nothing about this gun where you're shooting yourself in the foot once you get it, you know? Like, it's not like a gun that actively is trying to, like, make the game harder because of its own mechanics. That would be something like the Tenet Tetra, where, like, just trying to use its alternate firing mode fucking stops everything and makes you reload. It's crowd control damage, fucking D. It's awful at it. It's fucking awful. It's single target damage, D. It's fucking awful at it. It's terrible. Like, it's awful. All right, it's fun. I don't think this gun's very fun. Like, I don't think it's very fun. I'm going to give that. I didn't actively constantly hate it because it kind of was in that category of so bad it's good. I'm going to give it a C. Fucking overall, though, this gun is getting, like, a D. It's getting a D. It is MR fodder. I am sorry, Alternox. I've done what I can. You are not even going to get finished leveling. I will do that some other time. Moving on. We have the Ambassador. The weapon I was talking about earlier. Now, before we get into the Ambassador, though, I am going to help Shadow. God, that was just painful. I feel as compensation for, like, my struggle there, I'm just going to use the Arcaplasmor. and Mesa and fucking annihilate everything and take out some pent up misplaced aggression against some really low level Grenier. He's got to continue that cycle of abuse. Look, I don't know if y'all heard that. Alternox is so bad it caused a thunderstorm. There is now thunder clouds rolling in. Holy shit, we have spent almost 2 hours and we got one gun done today. It was a gun that we started from 0, but like, holy fuck. I accidentally beat the shit out of my mic. Let's see, what do we have next, like, after the Ambassador? We're, the Amprex. The Amprex is fun. I'm going to enjoy that one. The Argonaut, because we are skipping the Archiplasmor. The Argonaut, that's going to be something. I think this is just going to be a standard assault rifle, though. We'll see. The Astilla Prime, that's going to be interesting. That's an interesting gun. I don't. If I remember correctly, it's not a good gun. It's just interesting. The Attica, a full auto crossbow, that could be cool. And then, yeah. I do need to claim some weapons that we are coming up on, because the Buzzlock is not far away. Sniper rifle's a good gun with a gimmick. Actually, or yeah, that's what the Buzzlock is it's a sniper rifle with a weird gimmick. It's going to be at the very bottom of the list, because of course it is. Mark your targets and unleash a barrage of bullets. Buzzlock's homing rounds always find the enemy. Marked enemies take more damage. He doesn't want an invite? How am I supposed to help him? What? What? Okay. Fucking whatever, I guess. This. Do you still need help, my dude? Do you still need help? Let's go look on my infested. Oh, that one's escaping. Oh no, it's just. Like they just came and reunited. That's adorable. Oh, yeah, look at that! I'm getting in their way. Nope, never mind. That was adorable. We just watched a love story. Where's the funky little, these guys? Oh, these funky little guys. Cool. Alright, I guess we can get back to the Ambassador. Fuck, I was really excited to take out some misplaced aggression. All right, looking at the Ambassador's base stats before we get into anything. Fire rate, this is a pretty fast fire rate, actually. 13.33, that's pretty good. The magazine of 96 rounds, that's pretty good. This reload is not great at fucking a little over 2.5 seconds. This crit chance, not great. This crit multiplier, pretty great. Unfortunately, just like the Alternox, it has electricity as its base damage type, and that is bad. Its secondary fire mode kind of doubles down, where it has a higher status. It has higher status, but who the fuck gives a shit? Has higher crit, but who the fuck gives a shit? And still a very high crit multiplier. So, this is what we have going so far for the build. Honestly, we are going to learn from the Alternox, and we're going to use its build. Like, does that seem fair? Everyone okay with that? Cool. Let us, I gotta buy another thing for him. Here's what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna do something absolutely dumb. Should I do this? Like, is... like... Alright, let's... Maybe not 100, let's do 50. Oh, man. We got the good rain coming in. I'm gonna open up... I can open up my door and... Oh, yeah. I love the sound of the rain. It's like one of my favorite things. I don't know about you guys. I live in Missouri. We get very good rainstorms. Alright, going with the things we learned with the Alternox. We're going to get rid of that. We are going to go corrosive heat on this guy with room for 100 munitions. Pretty straightforward build, all things considered. Where, oh where? There's my high voltage. And then... throw that on there. 100 munitions will come last. Just because I say so. That's a weird number down there. First off, man, this gun just looks so cool. Even, like, without the skin on it. Such a cool looking gun. Let's go check it out. Actually, we need to farm out some more steel essence. How much do I have? 8. We're gonna need to grab some of that. I'm gonna grab the arc plasmor and the Kuva Nucor, and then the other thing, the glaive. You know, while it's raining, let's talk about weather. What is your guys' favorite weather? You know, like
Oh,
traditionally, like
I am having so
more or less
much
what
fun
weather
with you,
like
little mate.
do you
What
enjoy
shall we
being in
play
the
next?
most? And not even like in as in outside, but like just whoop, I don't know, around is maybe a better word. Because definitely mine is like 50 degree, 50, 60 degree chilly weather, maybe 40, and
Your
cloudy.
weapons make
Maybe a little
music,
rainy, you know?
and the enemy calls for a song.
I like that kind of weather. That's a good weather for me. Yeah, that's good weather. I like that weather. I really like the snow too. Oh, I love the snow. Personally, I fucking hate the heat. I do not like the heat. I don't like being hot, period. Scattered Jim likes warm, sunny days. I don't know though, like, cause you gotta define warm, you know? Like I said, if we're talking like hot, like 70, like high 70 degrees Fahrenheit, you know, like 75 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe I can get behind that, you know? But if we're talking about like, oh man, the rain is really picking up. If we're talking about like 80 degrees and 90 degrees, ugh, no, definitely not. That's too much. Also, I don't like swimming pools and things like that. I don't like outdoorsy things. Just the whole like months of summer, I'm not a huge fan of. So there is that aspect of it for me, especially. No, I'm a winter person. I am a cold weather people. Where is this fucking juggernaut? Ah, fuck. I like knew it was happening. I tried to stop it. I just couldn't. I saw the proc come in and I just like, I couldn't get to my 10-0 fast enough. Oh, fuck, I forgot that. So yeah, like, not so hot that you're sweating, but warm enough you can go out in just a t-shirt. So yeah, like the 60-ish, not 60, what the fuck? But yeah, like 75-ish, 75-ish area, I get behind that. I'm just gonna sit here and keep hitting this juggernaut. Probably move on because we have better things to do. Ah, fuck. I was... Alright. That's my fault. That was just me being stupid. Yeah, I still don't... Yeah, I don't know. That's... I like the cold. I like the snow. I like all that fun stuff. That is definitely more my speed. Oh yeah. Look at that. I might have to like close my door. Yeah, I'm gonna have to close my door. I don't want it. That's gonna be loud on stream. Probably getting to the point that you could just hear that. Alright. Cool. Hopefully, my power does not go out. That would suck.
Yeah.
I want to do more shoutouts. I think I like ending my videos like that. And how am I supposed to end my videos like that if it's a fucking, random fucking power outage? Come on, Mother Nature. Consider it. Knowing my luck, that's just taunting, like, at that point. Come on, please. Alright, he's dead. Juggernaut's dead. Is there two of him? No, he's just not dead. Okay. Now he's dead, fucker. Yeah, I think I said this, but I like bad weather in general.
Well done. Now get to extraction.
Yeah, I just like bad weather in general. Not being out in it, you know, but watching it. Like a bad snowstorm, I like that. A bad rainstorm, I like watching that. Things of that nature. I don't even know, like, what killed me. Can I finish a mission like this? Cool.
A valuable lesson.
I don't know if I'd want weather so... I don't know if I'd want to be in a place that gets bad weather all the time, like real nasty snowstorms and shit like that all the time. But definitely, every now and then. Like I said, it's fun. I used to live in Oregon, and that was one of the things about Oregon, is they just don't get bad, nasty rainstorms and snowstorms. You know, it's just the temperature's way too temperate for that. You know, it's just way too steady and calm. But Missouri definitely fucking does. I have stepped away from the TV for just a little bit. I do not know how much longer I'm going to stream. Maybe not super long, because I do not want it to be 8 o'clock and I have spaced on making dinner. That sucked. Not a fun time. Fast travel to Daddy Teshin. I wish it spawned you up at Teshin. Like, I know it's not that far, but still. It's not like there's other things. Like, it's not like Samaris, where there's other things to do in Samaris's room, you know? You go into Samaris's room and you can, like, you may want to fast travel there to practice for a upcoming mastery rank test. You may want to go up there to go to his shop. You may go up there to talk to him. You may go up there for a bunch of different stuff. If you go to Teshin, you're going there to see Teshin. There's nothing else to do. Let's see. It's the same build. Oh, fuck. I've somehow scrolled way the fuck up. I'm fucking retarded. All right. Now back to everyone's favorite disappointing space AK, the Ambassador. We're just going to do the standard of taking this to a mission, showing it off, seeing what it can do, leveling it up, all that fun stuff. I am going to bring my Sentinel. Or no, I'm not. I'm going to bring my Smedikavat, Priscilla. Ah. Oh. Alright, so with the Ambassador, first, it's got 2 firing modes. It has a primary firing mode, which I guess is what we should talk about first. It's just a fun little, like, pew 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 laser beam. This is not a concentrated laser. These are, like, multiple shots going out, and that's important. Also, we have a charge fire. You can charge it, you can hold it, you can fire it, and it does like a giant, big blast. If you press the trigger of the charge, instead of holding it, it will charge up a full shot and then fire it as soon as it can. So that's a thing to note. We're not going to be seeing much of the charge shot here. Like, just straight up, not going to be seeing much of it. While I gush about the Ambassador, it is such a cool looking gun. Its animations are cool. Its sound design is really cool. I mean, the art and sound department did an amazing job on this gun. Just another reason why it upsets me so much. Checking my stream status. Yeah, that reload animation's pretty fucking cool. And it does fill into that category too of like, yeah, it is a basic assault rifle, but because it does have that little bit of extra, like, you know? That little bit of extra secondary fire. Oh, by the way, secondary fire does use half the magazine. Same problem with this that I always have, where I do not feel like the secondary fire is worth half the magazine. Although, the Tenant Tetra, unlike the Tenant Tetra, I guess we could say, this thing does have a lot of ammo in reserve, so you can really let loose with that secondary fire. I will say 2 shots with it does feel very limiting. Rhino spamming charge around like a fucking idiot. No clue what he's trying to accomplish. I guess we could be very badly trying to do a Rhino charge Iron Skin setup. Huh. I think in the actual test, I'm not going to be using the secondary fire a huge amount. This is, as of right now, just a nice way of clearing out high ground, you know? Although, it's killing everything in about one shot, so God knows if just sweeping this around isn't better. You know, just walking in and doing that. One nice thing, this guy is very accurate. It's almost pinpoint accurate. Oh yeah. When you're leveling weapons, I don't know how true this is, to be 100% honest. It's one of those things that feels true, you know? I find that it helps if you get the kills on the Xmas units instead of the other way around, right? Like, the other way around being other enemy, like, teammates getting the kills on them. I think when you get the kills on Xmas units, you end up getting a lot more of that XP. Not 100% sure, because honestly, for how much I've leveled shit, bonus XP is a the bonus XP stat is a weird one to me, and not something that I've cared enough to really learn the math and everything. Yeah, there's not much to actually talk about with the Ambassador. I mean, it's cool. I think we're in for just a fairly average weapon, you know. I really do think so. I am after this Hydron, I am going to explain or kind of post an ad, just like, hey, we're doing the Amprex, or well, no, the Ambassador. Next is the Amprex, which I think we're gonna do both back to back. I think we're gonna end it on the Amprex. Yeah, I think that'll be a good stopping point. We'll get 3 weapons done. one weapon that we've really had to struggle through. And hopefully there won't be a struggle on the Amprex. The Amprex is actually a pretty good weapon, all things considered. I'll probably be a lot of like sitting in the simulacrum updating the build. Oh, I don't care about your pet, not gonna lie. Yeah, it'll probably be a lot of like updating that build and not a lot of like actual formatting, because it already has 5 form. Alright. While we sit here, any questions in the chat? The all of 2 other people watching. You know, doesn't have to be Warframe questions. It can be fucking literally anything. Oh, yeah. This rhino just spazzing around the entire field is slightly annoying. Oh, I don't know why I thought I killed him. I, like, really did. I put, like, 3 bullets into him and fucking turned around. I really do need a better monitor placement. I'm gonna have to figure that out. It'll be something I'll say I'm gonna do that for like a year and a half and never actually do. Kuva Brahma versus Kuva Tsar. I'd say between the two you're splitting hairs, right? Personally, I prefer, and I know this is gonna be weird because I'm the bow guy, but I prefer the Tsar. Just because if I need to fire 6 or 7 shots, or well, I guess up to 5. If I need to fire 5 shots into a room very quickly to clear something, I can. And the Kuva Tsar also comes with the added benefit of a very good single target mode, being the shotgun mode, that like the Kuva Brahma does not have, you know. This Kuva Brahma has a lot longer of a wind-up time, too, because you need to fully pull back the arrow before you can fire it. But, like, honestly, it's so down to personal preference. They're so good. They're both very good weapons. And if you're going to sit there and, like, really split hairs, it's probably going to be the Tsar, but again, get them both, figure out which one you prefer. Which probably, like, I mean, that's probably not the answer we're looking for. Probably we're looking for a much more definite, this gun is the better one answer. But unfortunately, Warframe doesn't do that, and life's full of disappointments. Oh, come on! Disappointments like I can't hit this fucking Nox. There we go. I don't know why I'm still using this thing. It's fucking level 25. It's gonna be max when we get out of here. My accuracy just is not doing well. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad when one of my ramblings turns into the answer people actually wanted.
That's the last of them. Objective is secure. Let's go home.
let's keep the questions rolling. Anything else? Because this ambassador build's gonna be pretty. We just did it, you know. Let's see. Is there something I can throw in that spot just for now? Just because we're gonna throw that in there. It's not staying. Oh, it's upsetting. Oh well. Most interactive Warframe. That depends, like, what you mean by interactive, right? Because to me, that question is, like, which one relies heavily on abilities, and do you have to, like, really spam abilities to use? Am I kind of on the right track? Because, like, if that's the case, it's there's a lot of Warframes that fit, like, kind of the caster, I guess we'll call it, the caster niche, where, like, you're just spamming abilities all over the place. And, like, even a Warframe like Mesa could fit that, you know, because you're juggling her shooting gallery and shatter shield. Whatever helmet ability you want to throw on her, I choose Gloom, and then, like, her 4, you know. And then, like, there's the asinine side of the spectrum of, like, Harrow, where you're just constantly fucking spamming all of Harrow's shit and frantically keeping him going, which I enjoy, but, you know, neither here nor there. Which one is the most fun and usable? I'm gonna give, like, a top 5 answer for this one. You know, this isn't really a, because especially, like, with fun, you know, you may find Rhino super fun. I do not, that kind of shit. But I will give you, like, a top 5 answer for this one. Definitely Mesa, like 100% fucking Mesa. Hold on. Okay, apologies. Yeah, definitely Mesa. She is up there. Like, there is very few pieces of content Mesa can't just do. After Mesa, I would probably say Neja, especially if you helmet out his first ability for something like, say, even Rhino's 4. You know, he's an amazing frame. Very easy to get. That was a blinding fucking light. Cool. What the fuck are you firing, asshole? What the fuck even is that? I'm so confused. Oh, it's the Stalta. I just don't see. That's the Stalta's skin. Cool. Yeah. So, like, top, like, say 5. Mesa, Neja, and then, honestly, I know she's an old dated frame, but people forget about her. Nova. Nova's fucking awesome. And I know, like, people will say, like, the meta's moving away from crowd control and nobody cares about crowd control anymore. And, like, that's bullshit, you know? Like, yeah, of course, if you can kill everything, you don't have to worry about crowd control, but you not always can, you know? Star chart level stuff, 100% I agree. But Nova being able to slow enemies down and enemies take double damage, and because they're slowed, they're doing less damage, is amazing. You know, and then you pair that with, like, say you're fighting the Infested, it becomes very easy to just not take any damage from the Infested anymore. If you're doing a mission that's based on a timer, like, say, Mobile Defense, she's amazing for that. Void Cascade, which is a very popular mode, she's very good for that. She's very good in the open world because her slow covers a huge area. Like, it's a massive area. If you build Nova right, she has a very high amount of survivability because of her 1 and her 4's interaction together with her augment. I forget what it's called. You can give your teammates a speed boost with her teleporter via an augment that goes in the Exilis slot even. It's a lot. Like, Nova's a great frame. She has a nuke ability. Like, I could go on. I won't, but I could. Let's see. We need a 4th pick. 4th pick, I don't use him very often, but I will say Rhino. Rhino's just, especially an in-game Rhino build, are very good builds. Being able to get very high amounts of Iron Skin. I am no, like, professional Rhino player, but, like, I have achieved over 100k Iron Skin at the high end. I can usually average between 60 and 70k Iron Skin, which is a huge amount. Giving a damage boost to you and all your teammates is just amazing, you know? Like, his damage boost is very good, and, like, to just give it out whenever you want is pretty amazing. He has a decent crowd control option. All in all, like, Rhino's just, he's a good frame, you know. There is a reason that he's, like, way up there, and people for so long have considered him a great frame. And number 5, Clown, if you're watching, probably not, but Clown, if you're one of the other people watching, this one's for you. I'm gonna go Ashe. Ashe, I don't like playing Ashe. I'm not very good at playing Ashe just because I don't do it very often, but he is a fucking amazing in-game frame. Like, he is fucking ridiculous. His invisibility is very good. As far as, like, oh no, I don't want to do that. As far as invisibilities go, it's a very good one. He's got. All right. His teleport is kind of useless nowadays, but that does give you a helmet slot that you can very easily just swap that out for something more useful. His shadow clones are, if you build them right, very good. Able to just, like, get shit done, no problem. Let's see, is there a easier mission real quick that I can kind of, like, sprint through? No? Damn. Shoot.
Oh, lovely. Everything in its place.
Let me see what is up for Void Fishers, because I need, like, a capture. No. That's upsetting. Because I literally just need, like, a little bit more XP. Let's go see if Nightwave can offer me a solution.
Welcome.
Help Clem. I don't want to help Clem. Complete a Hall of Ascension. We can do that real quick. Yeah, Ashe's 4 Blade Storm just does great fucking damage. You can achieve some silly number / procs with it. Come on, there it goes. It's just, yeah, Ashe is great. He's not my cup of tea. He's not, like, my thing. I'm not very good with him. But, like, that should also speak for how good he is. I'm not good with Ashe. I don't like using him, but even I admit that, like, he's fucking awesome. Yeah.
There are rich enemy supply caches in the area,
Yeah.
but I'm
Basically,
unable
yeah.
to
That's
pinpoint their
probably my
exact
5.
location. Search them out if you are willing
Mesa,
to shoulder
Neja,
the risk.
Nova, Rhino, and Ashe. In fact, if you have those 5 frames, you can probably do any content in the game. Maybe not the best, but between those 5 frames, you can do any content in the game. Hopefully the game actually wants to give me a Hall of Ascension I can do. Of course, this is the one I get. Great.
The sentient has detected you. Fighters
Well,
incoming.
here's what we're going to do. We're going to throw out the on-call, and you're going to go around killing things for me. Whenever I see these sentinels, I'm going to shoot the living shit out of them. Oh, apparently they already died and I hadn't noticed. That's funny. Alright. You can kind of cheese this one by landing up here, and kind of trying to figure out where your next one is. Now this is when I start to forget. Alright, cool. Where's... Ah, fuck. This one's... I'm gonna get this. Cool. That one is a pain in the ass to do. I have literal years of practice doing that. Like, that one is literal years of me fucking helping players do that. Has led to me fucking being that good. Wukong's a pretty good choice to take for doing that, by the way. His Cloud Walker, if you manage to, like, kind of pop it before you hit the ground. If you manage to pop Cloud Walker kind of before you hit the ground, you don't have to worry about it resetting. The Ignis Wraith is a good weapon for doing that too, because it fires like out a cone of damage, meaning you can be kind of a little inaccurate and still get in your damage. Unfortunately, Agility Drift is not useful. But if you need that achievement for like completing all the Halls of Ascension on Lua, and that's the one you're missing, there you go. Oh, I also have to say, just because he's like one of my favorite frames, Harrow. Harrow's great. He's a very high-end build, and he requires a lot of like paying the fuck attention and to not just drop dead all the time as him. But I do love Harrow, and if you can get Harrow going, man, are you going to like paint the town red, both in crits and blood. Definitely not like a top 5 in the game frame. God, I hate it when it really does this. Definitely not a top 5 in the game frame, but a very good frame nonetheless. Come on, please stop spawning shit behind me. I realize it's spawning more things behind me, but I'm just going to keep moving forward. In hopes that it corrects itself.
The enemy is broken.
Cool.
Well done. Now
Sometimes
get
it
to
corrects
extraction.
itself, sometimes it doesn't. Is that another... Actually, hold on. I just... No. Do. Ah, fuck! Shit! No, please, let me back! Let me back! No! I can't believe I, like, saved that. That's funny. I was, like, fading to black as I, took that final leap. All right, let's put in that next forma. Hunter munitions. Vigilante supplies is probably what's going to go here, just because it already fits. It's not like we need anything else. This gun is one more forma and then done. What is your guys' favorite flavor of chip?
Our position has been compromised. Defend
Or maybe
the
like
cargo
favorite
until reinforcements
brand
arrive.
flavor, if that makes sense. I really like salt and vinegar chips. It's got to be like the right salt and vinegar chips, though. Like Lay's, they're my go-to. Yeah, Lay's salt and vinegar chips are kind of like a go-to. Because if they're too salty and vinegary, it's not like
Fighting Tenno.
enjoyable. If they're not salty and vinegary enough, then you're just eating a potato chip. You know, there's definitely a balance. Then there's a company called Old Vienna in Missouri, and I think it's, yeah, in Missouri and kind of Illinois. They do spicy barbecue. They have a spicy barbecue flavored. It's very good. Don't eat chips? What? That's... I don't believe you. Alright, fair enough. We'll say as far as chips go, I don't like Cheetos. I don't like Cheetos. I don't like crunchy Cheetos especially. Cheeto Puffs I'll eat every now and then, but in general, I don't like cheddar flavored chips. You know? I usually don't like cheese flavored chips. With the exception of Doritos. I can fucking plow
Our
through a
position
bag of
has been
Doritos.
compromised. Defend the cargo until reinforcements arrive.
fuck, you know what? That's fine. Whatever. Don't care. Alright, so, like, I guess the next logical question is, what is your favorite snack food then? What is chat's favorite snack? I guess mine's still chips. Yep, still chips. I do realize my elements are wrong, but it really doesn't matter. I will make an executive decision and decide sandwiches count. Yep. The snack police, I overrule their authorities. Sandwiches count. I think this is like twice in a row we've sat here just talking about like food, like in stream. It's almost like my life is boring and I don't have much else to talk about. And I'm a fat ass and I love food. Who doesn't like food, though? Actually, weird thing, Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz really, like, doesn't enjoy food that much. Like, if it's a weird thing about him I don't know how to super explain, but if you ever, like, look up his eating habits and shit like that, he's like, he'll even just like flat out say he only eats for nutrients. Like he's like too busy and doesn't ever actually like sit down to eat because he like doesn't want to. He thinks it's a waste of time. Weird dude. Weird dude. There's like interviews with him where like seriously like an alarm on his phone will ring and out of his bag he'll pull out like a tiny bag of like nuts or berries or something like that, eat it real quick and put it back like nothing. Like that's a completely normal thing to do, to have like fucking like a snack time like programmed into your phone and just like mid-interview quickly scorp down some fucking nuts and berries. Like the dude's fucking weird. Apparently, it's just like, because like I mean, Dr. Oz is like the Oprah Winfrey health nut dude, health food, health craze. Like he's like the male version of Gwyneth Paltrow almost. Like he's if you grew up not owning cable, you saw a lot of him. Usually around the same time Jerry Springer and Dr. Phil were on. But yeah, no, he'll just like fucking apparently just sit and eat. Like, he'll pull out a small bag of, like, nuts or berries or, like, jerky or something like that, and, like, just, like, eat it real quick and put it back. And that's, like, how he eats. And, like, it's fucking weird. He'll even, like, say, like, oh, yeah, he just eats for nutrition. Like, it's just... He eats quickly for nutrition and then goes back to what he's doing. Which, like, is insane. And, like, I don't know, like, he may like food, but he just doesn't, like, maybe it's not in the same way. I don't know. Like, it's a weird thing. Because the guy definitely has the money to not just do that, you know? Another weird one, Jeff Bezos fucking hates music. And I don't mean like he hates like popular music or contemporary or, you know, hates like a certain... No, he fucking hates music. Like, he doesn't want music playing around him. He doesn't have like any music playing in the office building that he technically works at. Like, he fucking hates music. Doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand music and like how people enjoy it. Which is like, that's a psychopathic thing right there. Like, can we all agree that like somebody who just like hates music, doesn't enjoy music, doesn't understand music as a concept, like, that's a psychopath. Fucking, it's just, yeah, it's another one of those things, like, that's fucking weird. Apparently there's stories of Jeff Bezos, like, when he was in, like, college and high school and shit like that, like, music was like a big popular thing amongst his peers, but he didn't understand or get music, and he would like try to fake like he knew about music and talk about it like he knew it, but like he had no clue what he was talking about, or like it was weird. People like, we all know that guy where we're talking about something and he wants to be included, so he just kind of starts talking about it too. You know, and like, it's very clear he doesn't know what he's like talking about, and is just like talking about it in ways that a normal person, like if somebody into that thing, you know, like would talk about it. Like, that's Jeff Bezos, but like the concept of music. Yeah, it's just like, that's, I don't know, that's like uncomfortable. That's like weird and uncomfortable to know, you know? Jeff Bezos is a weird fucking dude. Like, really, like, if you have the time and you really want to get into it, fucking just look up Jeff Bezos's life and how he goes about, like, his day-to-day stuff and, like, his mannerisms. Like, the joke is that Mark Zuckerberg is an alien. No, dude, like, holy shit. It's Bezos. Bezos has, like, a fake laugh that he has, like, crafted. Like, he sat there, because I guess he's just doesn't find a lot of things funny, or he has a very odd sense of humor. Which, like, no shit, the guy who doesn't understand the concept of music has a weird sense of humor. But, like, he also understands that being able to laugh at, like, random people's jokes is important socially. Just like how he understood music, like, understanding and liking music is important socially. So he has apparently spent literal, like, decades creating a fake laugh. And people will talk about it, like, you can find videos of Jeff Bezos' laugh, and it's like the most uncomfortable thing. It's like, it's super uncomfortable. Yeah, it's you can find them on Google or on YouTube, like Jeff Bezos laugh compilations, and they're just uncomfortable. Like it's like the uncanny valley of laughter. Like that's really what it is. You know he's laughing. You know you recognize the sound coming out of his mouth as laughter, but it is not laughter, you know? It's like, it's wild. Alright, we are almost done with this gun, by the way. I guess I should go back through that build. Alright, so we have galvanized aptitude here, and this is the build. This is going to be basically the same as... I need to fix this setup, of course. This is going to be the same as the Alternox build, because it has a very similar, if not exactly the same stats, almost. But... Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's got much higher crit multiplier and all that fun stuff. I'm going to real quick take a quick look at it with critical delay. Yeah, I don't think that's probably going to be worth it. I mean, losing a little, like 2.5 rounds per second. Alright. Off to the standard of Inaros. And let's go check out the Ambassador in a Steel Path mission. I have a good feeling about this. At least a better feeling than with the Alternox.
Each enemy is more powerful than before. Only with true mastery of the Tenno arsenal will you succeed.
Oh boy! Alright. Oh, we're gonna come back to you. Oh boy! This might be... Oh, come on! Alright, now you really get to die. Well, this is weird. This is a weird bug. Do I gotta deal with this the whole rest of the... No, I don't. Okay. I do want to point out, too, because I feel like it's only fair that I point this out. Normally, this is not like something that you have the luxury of doing, right? Like, normally, you don't have the luxury of standing there, wandering around while you get shot at. Come on! How many fucking hell? Of figuring out, like, what enemies you're gonna shoot at to kind of, like, go in order of least health to most. That's just not a thing, you know, like... If you sit there and you need to do that with a weapon, it's bad. Like, which is why the Alternox, the Ambassador really is just a bad weapon, right? It's doing it. It's chewing. It is just slogging through these enemies. Oh my god. I have had my weapon stolen more times with the ambassador than like with anything else. Fucking what the hell? At least I'm killing things. Let's try the secondary. Well, let's get rid of you first. Maybe is that the secret sauce we've been missing? Does not look like it. No, not really. It's killing things. That is a high damage number, you know. Oh boy. Oh boy. It by all the luck in the world, if you get a slash proc, this does do decent damage. I am chewing through my ammo like there's nobody's business. But you know. Everyone's go-to primary nowadays. Tenant Arca. And the Nataruk. I like the Nataruk. I will say, I think Ambassador's probably going to be the weapon we come to a close on. It is unfortunate that we only got through 2 weapons today, but such is life. I might run out of ammo, actually. What the hell's going on? There we go. You were supposed to lose all of your shield upon coming here, but alright. Well, I didn't know that stuff was there. I'm not even like pretending like I'm dodging or anything, just... I might run out of ammo, actually. Oh, man, this is just another slog. Why is the ambassador so bad? Did I mention this only comes from Railjack? The only way to get the ambassador is through Railjack missions. Which, you know, that's fun. Oh, man. The real problem, really, is that it just does so little damage. I mean, like, it's just, its damage output is just not where it needs to be. I mean, I'm out of ammo. And, like, I don't think I can build it any better. Like, I think we are looking at the best possible outcome for it. Like, oh, this is painful. The worst part is I can't even blame that, like, my stacks aren't, I can't get my stacks up. Because, like, I can, you know, they're up. Let's see, is this better? No, no, it's not. That would have been really funny, though. Yeah, I don't really got anything for this one, other than it's just not a good gun. This is unfortunately just, yeah, it's just more MR fodder. That's all it is. It's just another MR fodder to the pile, you know. Which, there's going to be a lot of guns in this game. Unfortunately, it's going to be the majority of them, you know. They can't all be Archiplasmors, you know. And I don't think that's a bad thing, right? Like, I don't think inherently every gun needs to be, like, a good, good, amazing gun that can get done all content in the game and blah, 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 blah. But I do think when it comes to guns as hard to get as, say, the Ultranox or the Ambassador, fucking hell, can you guys try a little more? Doesn't mean I am pulling out my amp to do this because it's legitimately quicker. My amp is
well done. Now get to extraction.
My amp, like, I'm gonna say that again. My amp is legitimately quicker, and I think when DE is compiling these guns and when they're looking into like how where they are in the game and like where you pick them up and all that kind of stuff, the effort, the reward is not worth the effort, is what it comes down to. That's the problem here, right? Because the Ultranox, we talked about it. You need to have finished the game and be done with it. You know, like you need to story-wise be done with the game, and then you need to still go out and farm it. It's not like it's given to you, and then you need to go out and deal with it. You know what I mean? Like you go out and you need to get all this shit and fucking that stuff. Same thing with the Ambassador, and I do not own an Ambassador Blueprint, but I guarantee you I own tons of parts for it. Where do you get the Ambassador Blueprint? Found in the Corpus Proxima survival missions, and apparently I do not have tons of parts for it. Huh. But, yeah, so you need to do Corpus Proxima survival missions to get its blueprint, which means you need to have a railjack, for one. You need to have a railjack that can do Corpus Proxima, which isn't a huge ask, but, like, still need to be able to do it. And then... you need to be able to, like, get the parts, which the parts only drop from enemies that spawn in Corpus Proxima. So you're going to be doing a lot of Corpus Proxima to get a shit weapon. Like, you're gonna be... It's a lot of work, and the reward is a shit weapon. And that's the crux of this. Like, that's the whole argument. You know, it's just bad. I don't know how else to explain it, and that's if this weapon just dropped from most Corpus missions, and like you could just pick this up as you played the game, and it was something you bought from the Corpus lab, and like fine, that this would be a different rant, you know. But it's not. It's not a weapon you just go get from the Corpus lab, you build, and realize that it's crap. This is a weapon that you have to, like, dedicate a decent... Like, you have to be a decent portion of the game to be in. It's a weapon that you have to actively search for. And it's a weapon that when you get it, sucks. You know? And that's just, it's a shame. It's a shame. I think it's definitely, DE needs to take a look at every weapon like the Ambassador, at every weapon that you need to do some shitty, strewn out process to get. I mean, we take a look at the Stalta, like, that's a good gun. It's not a pain in the ass to fucking get. It's not a weapon you're going to struggle forever to get, and it is a very good gun. You know, we take a look at, in fact, I'm 90% sure, isn't the Stalta the one that drops from the fucking Jackal? right? Let's just, because I'm curious, let's just real quick. Stalta Warframe. Acquisition. Yeah, you get it from defeating the Jackal. And it's an amazing gun. It shoots a giant fuck-off explosion. It has a good primary fire, and it literally drops from the fucking Jackal. It's just... It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Let's go into the rankings. Quality of life, I'm gonna give it a C. And I'm yeah, it's gonna get a C. Yeah. The secondary fire, it would be a lot better if you just pressed the right stick to do it, you know, and then it fired off half your clip. Because happening to, and honestly, I think I'm gonna bump it down to a D for quality of life, because like, oops, I was removed from my own party. Happening to go into the mode to fire it and then leave it, and then also there's a giant wind up between them, it really disincentivizes you from wanting to try and use the secondary fire. Whew. And I think that's the worst thing it can do, because it actively makes the secondary fire something not worth using. Its acquisition, we just talked about that. It's, for what it is, it's a pain in the ass to get. It's easy enough to build in the sense of, like, you don't need to, like, go out and farm an asinine resource that only drops from one specific place, and you have to hope you get lucky. Actually, no, never mind. That is exactly what it is. Hey, you see what I did there? Yeah, no, it's a terrible farm. It's just quality life. It's D. Crowd control, D. It's terrible. Secondary fire is just bad. It's got a relatively short range as far as explosive weapons go, and it's a pain in the ass to even fucking use. Single target damage, fucking D. It's terrible. Fun, I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna give it a B. And hear me out. If you are just, like, one, it looks cool as shit. Like, that's the one thing I keep coming back to. It looks cool as shit. It sounds cool as shit. Its animations are cool as shit. If you want to just look cool and do low-level missions, bring this to your low-level Hydron stuff, because you saw it did it fine. It's going to do any Star Chart mission fine. In fact, this will probably do the sortie fine, no problem. And if you want to look fucking cool as shit while doing it, the Ambassador is your go-to gun. But when shit hits the fan and you need to actually get shit done, it can't handle. And unfortunately, I'm gonna give it a D. It's more MR fodder. It's another MR fodder gun. But there is no but. The Ambassador's a shitty gun. I am sorry. That being said, that's going to be it for stream. It is 6:36 for me. Next up on the chopping block that we're going to have to deal with is the Amprex. As you can see, I have dealt with the Amprex a fucking lot. We're going to have a fun time with the Amprex. The classic chain lightning gun of your that everyone loves. This is going to be a day where we spend a lot of time in the simulacrum screwing with it, and then after that comes the Argonaut, a brand new weapon, and then the Astilla Prime, and so on and so forth. Guys, let's do shoutouts. Shout out to, once again, the one dude watching, Scatter Gem. You're cool. Cool dude. Shout out to DE sound and art department for making the Ambassador the coolest looking weapon in the game. Shout out, I can't get over it. Shout out to DE for just keeping Warframe going, and shout out to Water. Shout out to Water. It gives us all life. We wouldn't be here without Water. You know. Shout out to this specific dome stick drone. Look at him go. Funky little guy. Yeah. Alright. That's enough. I'll